Usually one of the first things that's talked about when Costco stock is brought up is the high PE ratio. And don't get me wrong, I've been one of those people. I was looking at my old comments on an internet forum, and I saw a comment I had back in 2021 when someone was talking about Costco. And I mentioned how high the PE was, and I didn't like it that much, right? And that was around 2021. And if you take any of these peaks from 2021, 2022, you just do so well on Costco over the last 3 or 4 years. It's outpaced the S&P 500 by double over the last 5 years. If we look at the 10-year chart, it's also done phenomenal, right? 560%. That's doubling the S&P 500 performance then as well. Costco, it's just done so well, right? And don't get me wrong, the PE ratio still factors in, right? If you get a recession, right? Although the underlying business will do good, you could probably expect the PE ratio to fall fairly dramatically because that's what happens during extended recessions, right? Even though Costco itself, people are still going to want to buy cheap goods in bulk, right? It may actually do fairly fine. However, the point being, stocks that are successful, companies that are successful, people do not want to sell that stock, right? They don't. The supply and demand of it is gonna require the PE ratio to be higher. People aren't gonna want to sell. There's not as much supply. There's gonna be high demand at those PE levels because it's done so well. It's such a good run, successful company, and you can see that in the performance of the stock. It's clear as day, right? So Ford PE is still not super incredible. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's growth projected across the board every quarter, right? That is good. But this isn't a cheap stock. This is a stock to hold for the long term, forget about it, and just see it perform, right? Because I wouldn't guarantee, right? I don't guarantee anything. Anything can happen. Someone could be cooking books. It happens, right? But over the long term, Costco is going to do just fine. It's going to be probably one of the better stocks you can hold, right? It's just, I mean, just the business practices they do, right? It is phenomenal. They are gearing for the long term. They're trying to build up, the members, right? I almost said subscribers. That's not the right term. And I'm sure most of you either shop or know someone who shops at Costco fairly regularly, and they just love it, right? And it's also, from what I know someone who works at Costco, and it's a pretty decent work environment, at least for retail, right? It's one of the better ones. So it's just a great run company. And Schwab says a D right here on the percentile ranking. This is the 1 year performance, and who knows, like over a 1 year time frame, it's a high PE. If they do maybe miss a couple earnings, which I doubt, but even if they did, right, you're still, I mean, they beat. I'm guessing if you look at the history of this, they're probably very, very consistent on beating. But this is just a company that is geared for the long run. Yeah, over a 1 year time frame, it may not perform spectacularly well. The PE ratio may catch up with it someday, and it probably will. However, at the end of the day, you're still going to be holding a company that is one of the most successful in the world, has a great track record. It's just a good company with great leadership, and that's the most important thing. I don't even really love retail that much, honestly. I don't like the industry that much. I own some of it, but mostly as diversification, right? I own Kroger. I've done a video on it if you're interested in that. I like it because it's cheap, and I like it because it's diversification, right? Because who knows, maybe there's a recession, maybe those retail's doing good, whatever it may be. I don't know, but I like retail for the diversification. I'm a big tech guy. Most of you probably own a lot of tech because it's just been king. But if there's any stock you want to have that's growth oriented in this particular in retail, it's Costco, right? There's none you can get better. And like I said, I think over the long term, the stock will do well. Short term, I have no idea. It pays an okay dividend, not really, 0.5%. But I mean, we can take a quick peek at the PE, right? Yeah, I mean, it's even a little bit more, but they've just been growing, man. So I know it's up to you. Like I said, I'm guessing. You see, I cannot see the future. I do not know. I love it when the charts break. I hit the all-time. It's going to do even worse. So let's just look at analysts. But I'm guessing it's probably going to have a performance similar to where it did in, it hit the high in 2021, kind of ran sideways for a while. Oh my gosh, it literally crashed the page. So let's try doing this. I apologize, but I already re-recorded this video. I'm not doing it again. We're going to take a quick look at what analysts have to say. It hates the Yahoo. That's why I use this chart here, just for some behind the scene, because for whatever reason, the 5-year on Yahoo it's just dead. It does not work. It's broken. So 18 of the analysts say buy, the rest say hold. So Schwab doesn't like it. The analysts do like it. Like I said, long term, this is going to do fine. It's going to be a great. It may run sideways for a while. Let's see if we can pull up that 5-year. Yeah. So you see, from what, middle 2021 to 2023-ish, you ran up a little bit, but it ran up from what, 460 to like 530. So like a couple percent, 10, 12%, which is still actually not a bad performance. But over 2 years, you may have that from here. It may run sideways for 2 years, but I think in 5 to 7 years, you see this chart. One thing you look for growing companies, right, is because it's up and up and up and up and up. And generally they stay that way, not always. But anyways, that's all I got for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, I appreciate if you left a like. Check out my other content if you're new. I do all sorts of stocks on this channel. Subscribe if you enjoy my content. But anyways, that's all I got. I'll catch you guys later next time, whatever it may be.